everyone, and good evening. Welcome to the Linglobe channel. This time, we'll be bringing you content about preserving the world's languages for the future. Please enjoy it to the end.
Linglobe Voice Dies. It is really great to have you joining us today for this deep dive.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. This is, one of my absolute favorite topics to dig into.
Same here. So, Linglobe Orange, we have this incredible collection of information today, and we're going to just jump right in. Let's start with slide 1, the Raramuri, a living heritage.
Right. And that title really says it all, honestly.
It does, because today we are exploring the history, the culture, the language, and the traditions of the people of the SierraMadre. And we're going to try to kind of push past all the popular myths you might have heard.
Yeah, exactly. Because, we want to look at the reality of this profoundly enduring culture, not just the stereotypes.
Totally. So to really understand them, we have to look at the landscape that actually shaped them.
Right.
Which brings us to slide 2. The Highlands and the canyons.
Oh, the geography here is just unbelievable.
It really is. The data breaks down these massive geographical contrasts. You have the Alta Tarahumara, which sits at an elevation of over 3,000 meters.
Right, which is like freezing alpine winters,
Wow.
thick snow, huge pine forests.
Yeah. And the ecology up there is all about cold hardy crops, right, like potatoes and wheat. But then you have the Baja Tarahumara.
Which is the total opposite.
Completely. It's deep in the canyon floors. It's incredibly warm, sometimes just brutally hot. And you've got maguey, citrus trees, mangoes.
It's wild. You go from alpine snow to tropical fruit, basically.
Exactly. My favorite analogy for this is imagine living on a freezing, snowy mountain, but you have a tropical vacation climate just down the stairs in your basement.
That is exactly what it's like.
Right.
But, it's not just cool trivia.
Right.
This dramatic shift in elevation historically drove their entire seasonal migration. It dictated their farming, their clothing, and, their settlement patterns today.
That makes a lot of sense. You can't just stay in one spot. So who are the people actually navigating this extreme environment? That takes us to slide 3, Raramuri, the people themselves.
Yes. The name itself is so important here.
It really is. So let's unpack the etymology. The term Raramuri basically translates to people or human beings.
Right.
But our sources note it's often interpreted regionally as those who run on foot, because Rara means foot and Murray means running.
And what's fascinating here is the contrast between their true name and the colonial name.
Oh, right, the name Tarahumara.
Exactly. Tarahumara is the name you see in textbooks and government documents, but it's an imposed name. It's what the Spanish colonizers called them.
Wow, okay, so it's not what they call themselves.
Mostly, no. And another thing to note is the linguistic variations of their real name. Like you'll hear Raramuri or Rolomli, depending on the region.
So it changes based on where they live.
Yeah, it's absolute proof of the people's regional diversity.
Yeah.
They aren't just this one monolithic group.
Got it. So understanding their true name leads us to how they organize themselves long before anyone, tried to rename them, which is slide 4, Ancestry before the Empire.
This is where their history really gets deep.
Yeah, the sources outline their ancient presence in northwestern Mexico. They survived for centuries through hunting, gathering, and cultivating corn, beans, and squash.
The classic Mesoamerican triad. Very efficient.
But here's the thing that really caught my eye. The data notes they were a decentralized society.
Right, highly decentralized.
Yeah, meaning no single kingdom or state. Unlike the Aztecs or the Maya, they didn't have kings. Which makes me wonder, how does a society survive and, stay unified without central power?
Well, it was all about the network.
The network, social network.
Exactly. They were organized around extended families and small settlements called rancherias.
Okay, so very spread out.
Right. Their unity didn't come from some top-down authority or a king. It came from profound reciprocal social relationships and shared lands.
Wow, so they just relied on each other directly.
Completely. And that decentralized network was really put to the ultimate test when outside empires finally showed up.
Which brings us perfectly to slide 5, colonial encounters and resilience.
Yeah, things changed drastically here.
The timeline is intense. So in 1603, Jesuit missionary Joan Font arrives. And he's seeking two things, conversion and labor.
Typical colonial goals, yeah.
But then, by 1651 to 1653, there is a major uprising in the Papagochi Valley. And this leads the Raramuri to retreat much deeper into the Sierra.
They use the extreme geography we talked about as a fortress. But what's really important here is the concept of selective integration.
Right. I loved reading about this because they didn't just assimilate, did they?
No, not at all. They selectively adopted specific European elements, like livestock, iron tools, and even violins.
Violins, that's so specific.
I know, right? But they wove these foreign items seamlessly into their existing pre-colonial ceremonies. They made them their own.
It's basically like a computer operating system.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, like they kept their core OS, but they just installed a few useful new apps from the outside.
Exactly. And speaking of their core operating system, the absolute fuel running it has remained remarkably consistent.
Yes. Let's talk about the fuel. Slide 6. Corn, the pillar of life.
Corn is everything in this culture.
It really is. The data describes two main uses. First is Pinole, which is roasted, ground corn. They use it as portable daily fuel.
Right. It's highly nutritious and super lightweight.
And the second is Tesgüino, or batari, which is a fermented beverage made from germinated corn.
Yes, and this leads us to the Tesgüinada.
Right, the gathering where they drink it. But it's not just a party, is it?
Not even close. It's a vital socioeconomic nexus.
Okay, break that down for me.
Well, because they didn't have money or a central government, if you needed to build a house or harvest a huge field, you couldn't just hire a crew.
Right.
So you host a Tesgüinada. It combines cooperative agricultural work with ceremony, kinship, and mutual support. People come help you work, and you provide the Tesgüino.
Oh, wow. So it's literally the economic engine of the community.
Exactly. It's how labor gets shared.
That's brilliant. So the materials of their daily lives extend way beyond food into how they build and dress. Right. Let's go to slide 7. Shelter and craft.
We really need to bust some myths on this one.
We do. First up, the cave-dwelling myth. Our sources explicitly bust this. Their housing is highly diverse. They use pine logs, adobe, and even modern materials.
Right. They adapt to whatever microclimate they're currently in.
Yeah. And the clothing is amazing, too. The women wear these vibrant sipuchaka, which are wide skirts, and mapachaka, the blouses.
And there's a huge practical and economic importance to their crafts today, too.
Like what?
Well, they make incredible baskets from pine and agave, traditional Horok sandals, and carved tools. And these provide really vital income for many communities right now.
So they sell them to outside markets.
Yeah, it's a key way they interface with the modern economy while keeping their traditions alive.
That's awesome. Now, this vibrant material culture is carried by a deeply rooted language. So let's turn to slide 8, the Uto-Aztecan lineage.
The language structure is fascinating.
It maps out perfectly in the research. It starts with this ancient Uto-Aztecan relationship across Western North America. Then it narrows down to the southern Uto-Aztecan, and specifically the Tarahumaran branch.
Right. And even within that, there are several variations.
Yeah. Western, Northern, Central, Southern, and the Cumbers dialect, which, sadly, the data notes is at risk.
Yeah, that's a really sobering reality. But the core insight of this slide is really crucial.
What's that?
It emphasizes that Raramuri is a fully independent indigenous language. It has its own distinct vocabulary and grammar.
So it's not just a Spanish dialect.
Exactly. That's a huge misconception. It completely refutes the idea that their language is just broken Spanish. It is entirely its own ancient system.
I'm really glad we clarified that. And the endurance of their language is perfectly mirrored in their legendary physical traditions. Which brings us to slide 9, Rarajipari and Ariweta.
Ah, yes, the running. This is what everyone always asks about.
They really do. So let's describe these traditional races. First is the Rarajipari, which is the men's long-distance race. They run while continuously kicking a wooden ball called a komakali.
Over incredibly rugged terrain, mind you. For hours, sometimes day and night.
Insane. And then there's the Ariweta, which is the women's race. They use a curved stick to throw or roll a hoop.
Also over massively long distances.
Yeah. But the data connects this to a bigger picture, right? The cultural weight.
Yes, and this is the most important part. These aren't races to find the fastest individual.
Wait, really? It's not about winning first place.
No, not at all. They are massive community events. They cement relationships between different settlements through complex wagers.
Oh, like betting on the race.
Yeah. but wagering things like clothing and livestock. And it involves huge shared food preparation. It brings everyone together.
That totally flips the modern individualized gold medal mentality of running upside down, doesn't it?
Completely. It's about community survival, not personal glory.
Which makes total sense given everything we've talked about. But of course, our outside obsession with these races has generated so many misunderstandings, so let's tackle that with slide 10, myth versus reality.
We definitely need to clear the air on some of these.
Let's tag team it. I'll read the popular myths from the data, and you hit me with the reality.
That was good.
Okay, myth number 1. All Raramuri are born ultrarunners.
Right. The reality is that running is cultural, not biological.
Yeah.
Exceptional athletes rely on intense training and their environment. It's absolutely not a biological given.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, myth number 2. Pinole is a magic running potion.
I hate this one. The reality is it's just a highly practical, nutritious, traditional agricultural food. It's not magic powder.
Just really good ancient trail mix, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, final myth. They live totally isolated in caves.
Complete fiction. The reality is their housing is highly diverse, and they've interacted with and adapted to outside influences for centuries. They are not frozen in time.
Thank you. Stripping away those romanticized myths is so important because it leaves us with something much more powerful and real, which is our final point today. Slide 11. The enduring Raramuri.
I love the final quote on this slide.
What's your synthesis of it?
Well, the quote says, Raramuri culture does not exist only in tourist images of runners or romanticized descriptions of the mountain past.
So true.
It emphasizes how family, their connection to the land, their linguistic resilience, and that deep philosophy of Korma, that reciprocal sharing, is what actually carries this ancient heritage into the present day. It's a living, breathing network.
It really is. It's about how tightly they bind themselves to each other to face the world. Well, that wraps up our deep dive for today. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey.
Thank you for watching until the end. We will continue to bring you many more languages from around the world. Please subscribe to our channel. See you next time on the Linglobe channel.